I do hope this isn't gonna start clicking in Audacity, otherwise I'm going to Kermit.
Kermit?
I'm gonna Kermit the Frog.
That's one way to go about starting this episode.
No, no, listen, that's so sad because I had a plan. I was gonna be like, oh, today we're talking about the opposite of big dreams.
Wow. You took notes for that.
Listen, I do my job.
Oh my god. Neither of us are getting paid
I have
for
a
this.
I have a special notebook for the podcast because I was like, you know what, if we're gonna do this for a while, I'll need to take notes. So I have like a little notebook, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of
Oh
notes
my god.
on the story.
The most that I did for this was like 2 sticky notes.
I feel like that says so much about our personalities.
I know the most about this already.
Yeah, you know this off. This is like the Mamma Mia episode. You know this off the top of your head, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, so the arrow goes here.
So,
And with that, welcome to the Secret Treehouse episode 2. What are we talking about today?
okay, we're talking about Little Nightmares.
I'm Gab. That's SJ. There you go.
Thank you. Anyway, so we're talking about Little Nightmares, which is pretty much a horror video game. I don't know. It's not even that horrific. It's just kind
Yeah.
of scary because you don't know what the hell is going on.
No, because I as part of my research, I also watched like several gameplay videos, and there's like this kind
Wow.
of like gloomy undertone that, and then your character is like bright yellow,
Yeah.
and everything looks kind of grimy.
That's essentially why they call it Little Nightmares and why it's like from the perspective of a kid. You're just like, this place is like way too big for me and like I have no idea what I'm doing.
I like how you said that. That's as a kid. That's still me now.
It's because we have mental illness. We're just
Oh
moving
my
past
god!
that.
It was
So,
developed by Tarsier Studios.
yeah. Which is not actually a Filipino studio.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. It's like I was doing my research. I was like, Tarsier Studios, are they Filipino? But
No,
they're based in Sweden.
Yeah, they're Swedish, and the other studio that made this was the one that gave you Until Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's the studio that made Little Big World. I think that's what it's called. I don't
Oh, is this the
remember.
one with like the
The sock
little brown
puppet?
guy?
Yeah,
Has
the little
like
brown
the zipper.
Yeah, Little Big Planet. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
to
dude, I
any
used to
gamers.
want that on the Wii, but number one, we did not have a Wii.
We played it regularly on PSP.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I was a DS kid, so I can't relate.
Our PSPs usually broke within like the 3rd month because
No!
they're hand-me-downs. But yeah, it's the studio that gave you Little Big Planet and the other studio that gave you Until Dawn. So that's basically just the vibe of this game.
Yeah, if you smushed both of those together, it's like trauma.
It's amazing that it's called like a platformer because you're just really small. It's not really a platformer.
It's a platformer in that I guess when I was looking at my friend's game, you just like jump around because you're so
Yeah.
small and you have to like try to reach the objectives of different things.
Yeah. But the way I saw it, like this entire game is just one big escape room.
Ah, so I should not play it.
No. I mean, it's got video game logic, so if you know
Yeah.
what the set, unwritten rules are, you already know how to
Yeah,
navigate
yeah.
around the world. But anyway, Little Nightmares 1, because we're starting with that one,
Yeah.
is basically set on this weird place that is like rocking back and forth for no reason.
That
You are
nightmarish already.
Yeah. I hate the ocean. Thank you. You are playing a little girl who is wearing a raincoat and has.
Her name is 6, right?
No, see, that's the thing. No one really said anything about her name.
What?
Yeah, nothing in the game tells you anything about any of the
So
characters.
where does six come from?
It's just fan theory.
Huh. But it's in the Wikipedia as well.
right? Yeah, it's because Wikipedia is, it's open source and a lot of people go through it.
It's on the Steam summary.
Right. But no one told you that in the game. When you play it, you're just this little kid with a little lighter.
Okay.
And your objective is to leave. That's it. Along the way, though, you do have weird little moments where you encounter cutscenes where your little character starts just kneeling on the floor.
Help?
And yeah, she just like stops moving for minutes at a time, and then like she needs to eat. And with every
Wow,
yeah,
SJ, just like you.
yeah, with every cutscene you encounter, the further in the game you go, the bigger the food she needs to eat is.
She's a hungry little gal.
And by bigger I mean some of them are still alive.
Yeah, I do have notes on that. Some of them are the other creatures you've encountered in the game.
Yeah. I know one of the big things that will appeal to you specifically, Gab, are the gnomes, because you can literally like just hug them.
Oh.
Like they're little
No,
tiny
but
gnomes.
that's yeah, but the thing is, I did my research and it says at one point she starts eating them.
Yeah. That's like at the penultimate moment of the first game, is that the little gnome that helps you find food while you're in a hunger pang moment comes up to you and you just eat him.
Oh. God.
And that's where we're going a little deeper into the plots. Specifically, there's one DLC connected to that, which is really weird. It's basically about this other boy, who uncovers the whole mystery. His goal is also to leave the entire the entire boat. This is just every
my
child
God.
on this boat just wants to leave, which is understandable because
I mean, look at what's happening around you.
yeah,
You wouldn't want to leave, and you're that small, and like
everyone wants to eat you except maybe for the other kids who either sabotage or help you.
Also, is it like obviously I did my research, and one of the things that it says was you just sometimes see bodies hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, they're food for the big
Oh
ones,
my
the adults, essentially. We're fighting against the
Oh my
adults.
God.
Yeah, so in Secrets of the Maw, the Depths chapter, basically, this other kid runs parallel to the first game, and his goal is to reach your character, Six, in the first game. And you just get cutscenes of Six like running around in the background. It's kind of cool.
Oh my God.
But he basically uncovers, this kid in the Depths game, kind of the fact that all of the gnomes were also actually kids at some point too. They're just, I don't know, they're just somehow smaller now. So it turns out at the end of the Depths game, the gnome that you eat
No.
in first Little Nightmares is actually the little kid you're playing in the Depths.
No, that is fucked up. I mean, it's a horror game. What could I expect? But like, no. It's like that game where you have to raise like a chick, and then at the end, the chick becomes canned. The one that Dan and Phil played.
What?
There's a game called I don't remember. Can my pet can my pet, and
Oh my
at first
God.
you're like, can your pet what? And then at the end it's literally
You have to can
your pet is in a can.
See, the thing with Little Nightmares and like the entire concept of it is that it's not as fucked up as it is to me, because I used to play a lot of like really creepy Y8 games.
This makes so much sense.
I'm not into horror. This is just like normal for me.
I'm not surprised at all.
But yeah, this is normal.
And I was out here playing Pop Tropica anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't always horror Y8 games. It's just some of the stuff that I end up playing. It's
No,
just there.
It's really funny because whenever I look at the games that you recommend, because obviously I have a Switch and I'm always looking at, like, there's a common thread in that there's very, like, little to no action. It's very, like, dialogue heavy for some of them.
Yeah.
But they have, like, the same vibe, if that makes sense. There's this kind of mysterious thing. All these kids are kind of, like, in over their head.
Yes. It's always got that little coming of age feeling.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we've passed the threshold. Hero's
Dude,
journey BS.
you're gonna love Night in the Woods, or you're just gonna enjoy that one, because that one is really good.
There's an app for Little
Yes,
Nightmares
there's an app and there's
called
comics, right?
Very Little Nightmare.
Oh.
It's also a prequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Very Little Nightmares game basically is set on a different setting.
It's not on the giant rocking ship.
No, it's set on some orphanage in the middle of nowhere
Oh,
on
dear.
like a deserted island, and once again you have to escape. The same little kid that you're following
you
around.
eat?
Yeah, no. The same little kid you're following around in the DLC
Oh, okay.
was actually following someone else and was not 6. It was some other kid with pigtails or braided pigtails. I don't know what they're called, but you know.
It's Cleo.
Yeah, no. The thing is, she's also wearing a yellow coat. And since this is a
Huh.
prequel, some people were like, oh, maybe this is the same coat that 6 has in the first game. The end of that is pretty tragic. Like, the little girl in the yellow coat kind of dies.
Oh my god, these
Not-
children.
Yeah, they're all just dying. But yeah, there is a comic, and it's a tie-in comic for the first and the second Little Nightmares game, like the official Little Nightmares games. Because the DLC and like the Very Little Nightmares is not actually canon.
That was wild because I went to a comic shop, I think last week, and I saw it and it was like, hey, it's the next topic for the podcast.
But basically, it's a 4-issue tie-in comic published by Titan Comics, and the last 2 issues were canceled for some reason.
It's probably sales. Comic book fuckery is
Yeah.
very much a thing.
Titan Comics is a really big studio. I'm not surprised.
No, Titan Comics does like almost a lot of the tie-ins, like the Doctor Who ones,
Yeah.
the Alien Predator one.
But I think the tie-in comics actually do show you why 6 is named 6, and it shows you
So
like
why is 6 named 6?
it shows you like I think 5 other children.
And where are they?
Most of them are dead.
Oh.
Yeah, once
that's
you play the
lovely.
second game, they're mostly dead, and within the comics, you do see how they die. So,
Oh.
yeah, this game is just filled with dying children.
Dead children.
I'm not sorry. I do like this game.
Oh my god. No, I know. It's just really funny because for our inaugural episodes, I was like, let's talk about Mamma Mia, and you're like, let's talk about Little Nightmares.
Yeah.
A game full of dead children.
Yes. Well, one of our topics had a dead mom, so I think it's only fair that the fucking
it's
kids
the yin to the yang.
supposedly there was supposed to be a television series for
okay.
this, and it was gonna involve the Russo brothers. So thankfully, that announcement was made 2017. There is still nothing. It has been a while, so thank God. I'm pretty sure it's not happening anymore.
Honestly, if I had to pick someone to do this, I would probably pick Del Toro or something.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But sorry for the people of color who want to audition. Oops.
And then the second game.
Oh my god.
Within the second game, this Little Nightmares 2, they don't actually tell you what the hell is happening either in Little Nightmares 2, which is unsurprising.
Oh, no.
This is just par for the course. See, I have so many things to say about Little Nightmares.
Help.
It's just so good. The writing is so good. I love time travel. Did I ever tell you?
No, I agree with you, and I love time travel, and I know we're gonna talk about time travel a lot on this podcast.
But, yeah. So Little Nightmares 2 starts with this little cutscene of some weird thing that's gonna pop up later in the game. And you start out as this little kid who has a bag over his head for
Oh,
some reason. He's also wearing a trench coat. Kind of weird. Um,
it's where Castiel went when he went to Super Hell.
oh
No,
my
I'm joking.
god.
Uh,
Oh, you're not gonna say that when we finish talking about this game.
oh dear.
This kid, I think everyone calls him Mono because it's like 1 to 6, right? This is the first
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the little guy. The first little guy.
The first little dude.
And he's stuck in the middle of the forest. There's a television behind him for some reason.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and as he traverses this forest, he finds a house that seems abandoned. There's
Seems.
there's
Seems is never good either.
there's a Tabluba family that looks very gruesome. Not very
Oh,
cool.
dear.
It's just, it's the vibe of Little Nightmares. It looks horrific. It's there for no reason. It's the aesthetics. It's the vibe. And as you go inside this house, for some reason there's this little like music box playing in the background.
So wait. To recap, we've got a creepy house in the woods. You're number one. You're in the woods. There's a creepy house. There's a television, and now there's a music box.
Yes. So you go in the basement.
Oh my god.
You go in the basement. There's this kid in the basement playing with the music box, and you're like, okay, let me get this kid out. You look around. There's an axe.
Listen. This is not the right response.
You're a little kid. There's another little kid.
You don't go near the little kid. What kind stranger danger?
I wish Mono knew that. Anyway, you rescue the little kid. You break down the door with an axe. They're scared of you. Reasonably.
Yeah, you broke down the door with an axe. What is the other response to that?
Here comes Mono.
Here's Mono.
But yeah, you break them out. They're scared of you. They run away. You give chase. They can't leave the house either. For some reason.
Are you still holding the axe?
No, because you can't
Okay.
carry it around. You're a little kid. It's too heavy. It seems like to escape this place, you have to play together. And the fun thing is, you can actually hold their hand, which is pretty cute. So yeah, maybe you've got a little friend, you don't know.
That is so ominous.
Yeah, you leave the house. The owner of the house, which is a woodsman, I don't remember what the fans call him. He's got a sack over his head too, and he tries to shoot you. You escape barely by shooting him.
Okay.
With the help of your little friend. That's your first murder.
Baby's first murder.
Yeah, baby's first murder. You escape, and suddenly seems you're on an island. So you go to another island, which is now
So
a
many
setting.
islands.
Yeah, so many islands. You're in the big city. For some reason, all the buildings are bowing.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's just gonna be my tagline through this whole thing. Going, oh, that's not good.
One of the first stages of the second game is actually a school.
Oh dear.
So there's more small children, but they
Oh,
are
God.
not children.
What? What do you mean? There's children, but they're not children.
They're small. They're the same size as you, but they have porcelain for their heads. Yeah, so if you crack their heads in, they can't attack you.
Oh my god.
They kidnap your friend.
No!
You have to get your friend back. You bring back your friend. There's a teacher with a long neck.
Oh my god. Wait, in the first one there's a janitor, right? With the long arms.
Yeah, with the long arms. He's
'Cause
blind.
He's blind, and then you chop his arms off. Because I
Yes.
remember I was like, oh, let me look at this gameplay. And then
Yeah.
Six chops the arms off. And I was like, I see.
That's the weird thing with all of the adults in this game is that they're all malformed in some way.
I see.
Which plays into a lot of what a lot of disfigured activists like to call fucked up.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
I mean, yeah, like, the track record is not good. Like, you had the whole No Time to Die thing with Safin, which
Yeah.
was stupid. You could have just been wearing a mask, you know?
Yeah. But That's not really addressed.
Oh my god.
And that's a
When
big
is
thing
it
in horror.
ever?
Yeah, a big thing in horror is body horror for some reason. And most of the time it's within the realm of actual disfigured people.
Yep.
So keep that in mind, folks, when you're trying to look for gameplays or just actually play this game.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, as you go on into the city, I don't know what your goal is, but you're trying to survive. Everyone's attacking you, as is the case for all Little Nightmares games. At some point, it starts pouring outside, and your little friend finds a yellow raincoat.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, before she gets the raincoat, once you leave the school, or once you rescue your little friend from the precocious children that tried to kill them, once she gets rescued, you come upon like a section of the school where you go in again, and there's this mindless little porcelain kid in the background. He doesn't know you're there, and you're like, okay, there's an axe on the other side of this floor. Let me just go grab it. But then your friend approaches them and snaps their neck.
Oh my god.
So, that's your little confirmation. Little Nightmares 2 is a prequel, and your friend that you just rescued from hanging upside down and has now begun snapping the heads of children is actually Six from Little Nightmares 1, whom you know,
Oh my god.
yeah, by the end of the game, actually starts killing people.
Oh my god.
Her track record is perfect. Little Nightmares 2 has a reputation of having one of the most fucked up endings in
Oh.
2021,
Oh.
along with Last of Us 2. So, more horrific shit happens in Little Nightmares 2. It's just par for the course. I recommend just like seeing people play it, because it's actually very enjoyable.
No, yeah.
I love when people are horrified when I watch video games. The screaming brings me joy. Anyway. You don't know if that's sarcastic or not.
No, but knowing you, it could go both ways.
Yeah. Throughout the game, you do get little cutscenes, just like in Little Nightmares 1, where you have no choice but to just watch everything unfold. And the thing with Mono is he's got a thing for television sets. And these are like the thick ones, the really old.
Yeah, the old ones.
Yeah, the really old ones with a lot of static. And it's always showing you this little hallway with a door at the end.
That's not good.
Yeah. And throughout the game, as you progress through this horrific city that is just bending towards this big tower, Eye of Sauron. PBS. I think one of the Let's Players called it like the Eye of Sauron. The thing with these cutscenes is it's a little twisted. So like the mechanic is that you have to like straighten it so that little Mono can run directly for the door. And
oh my god.
I think by like the climax of the entire game, Mono actually reaches the door and opens it, and out comes this very elongated man.
Oh.
Very Slender Man-y. But
I was about to say, is like Slender Man?
Yeah. But he has like a bowler hat, and he's got little static
Oh dear.
static mechanics basically. He slows down and starts moving faster, you know. The thing is you have to hide from this guy, right? And at some point he does reach you both, because you're hiding under the bed and Six wasn't fast enough and gets taken by this guy.
Oh no.
And you go rescue Six. And after she gets kidnapped, you develop powers.
Okay.
Just like how Six like drains the essence of alive things, you know?
Yeah.
And Six's power is basically just feeding off of things to like preserve her hunger and be stronger, because she's a lot faster than your little Mono guy, right?
So she's like Kirby?
Yeah. Not as wholesome as that, but yes. Mono can teleport through TV.
Oh!
Yeah. So if there's an open TV screen, somewhere in the game, you can teleport to that through another TV.
It's like Chalk Zone with
Yes.
TVs.
Yes. And the thing with this city is that it's bending towards not the Eye of Sauron, as I've previously mentioned. It's actually a TV tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The rest of the adults throughout the game are obsessed with television.
Oh.
They literally stick their faces towards it, and
That's not good.
after some considerable amount of time, their faces just vanish and they just look smushed in. That's why a lot of the adults hide their faces within the game.
Oh my god.
It's just smushed in. In the first game, there is actually a little what's the word I'm looking for? A little reference to that. The janitor guy, the long armed guy that you
chop off.
Yeah, chop off his hands. He also is kind of obsessed with TV, but the thing is he's blind, so he can't really smush his face in. So
that is his saving grace.
Yeah, saving grace.
He can't smush his face.
So people have a little obsession.
Just a little.
Just
Their
a
faces
little.
get smushed, but it's just a little.
Some of them jump off buildings just to get to another TV screen.
Oh my god!
So they're a little obsessed.
What are they watching? The finale of Succession? What?
No. It's all just static. But anyway.
Wait. Wasn't there this Reddit thing where someone remembered a TV show, something pirate thing, and then when they asked their parents, the parents were like, "You were just staring at static TV."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "That's horrifying. Thank you." They'd be like, "Do you remember this? I think it's called Pirate Cove or something Cove." And then when they asked their parents about remembering it, the parents were like, "Oh, that was when you would turn on the TV, watch static."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"That's
you didn't number one. You didn't stop your kid from doing that." Your kid might be laughing at static, but you're just like,
pretty active imagination on that kid.
Oh my god.
Won't discourage it. See, okay, here's the thing they don't tell you when you're taking care of kids. You want them to be preoccupied with something. Or else.
That's fair.
If they're not preoccupied with something, you have to look after them. Because if they don't find something to be preoccupied with, danger is imminent.
Just like how I can hear Cleo faintly
Yeah.
going, ah.
Yeah, she's, I hope you can't hear that. She's jumping around. It's loud. She's preoccupied with
She's
something.
having her own platformer.
Yeah. Throughout the game, you gain more and more power while you jump around through these TVs. And once you encounter the long man again, I don't remember what people call him. I don't want to look it up.
Let's just call him the Long Man. I like that.
It minimizes the horror of what he's done.
Oh.
Once you encounter him again, led by what seems like a static apparition of 6, you can now defeat him by slowly morphing him into another dimension through your static powers or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, it's cool, right?
Cool.
And now you can bend space and time. Mono reaches the tower, goes up, goes inside. Dream-like atmosphere in here. Once you find 6 inside, she is also large and malformed.
Oh no!
And she's clutching what seems to be a replica of that music box she was playing with at the beginning of the game. And your goal is to snap her out of it and get her out of there. It's getting increasingly clear. Once you take the music box from her, she'll go apeshit. She'll try to kill you.
Oh no.
Once you snap her out of it, she hates you. She
Oh.
actively hates you now.
Oh no.
And the tower, or what seems to be a tower, now seems like the inside of a monster.
Like the maw of a monster?
No. Literally the insides. You're being digested by the tower itself.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have to escape the tower now. While you're running away from that, at the penultimate moment, there's this door at the end, because it's a platformer, right? It's at the edge of the screen, and you both need to jump to it. 6 is a lot stronger than you.
Yeah.
As is the case for most of the game, you don't really need to assist 6 apart from reaching out and helping her. And the thing is, there's this mechanic in the game where if you can't reach a gap, you have Six jump over in front of you, and she has to catch you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that happens. That's the last moment. You're like, you're both at the door. She catches you, and then she lets go.
Fuck!
That's the end of the game. That's why everyone is so mad at this game. Because once Mono falls down and gets digested by that tower, he does still have some kind of power, right?
Yeah.
He bends some space into the tower and so that he doesn't get digested by the tower. And he just sits there, waiting for years and years and years and years. And he grows. He grows into a very, very long man.
Oh no!
Hidden behind a door.
Oh no!
At the end of a hallway.
No! Oh, dude.
So, yeah, the beginning of the game, this very long hallway with a guy behind the door is you.
Was he trying to stop you from becoming him?
Kind of. He was trying to stop you from becoming him by killing Six.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't become successful by that.
Obviously not. So every time you play this game, he's just trapped in a loop of just seeing himself fail and wait and fail and wait.
Yeah, pretty much that. If you get all the collectibles for this game, you get a little cutscene of Six coming out of a television set, and there's a shadow like that same apparition that appeared to you that leads you to the guy. That appears in front of her, and then you hear that little sound thing at the first game where she gets hungry. And then there's like a poster of the maw on the floor.
Oh.
So yeah, it's a prequel of the first game. Where this is the first time she gets hungry. And the thing is, I went down a rabbit hole after this game came out. Because like I never noticed that when I watched like gameplays of the first game. Is that whenever she gets hungry in the first Little Nightmares game, there's this apparition of her standing over her.
Ooh.
Just watching her feed on something.
God.
It is fucked up.
That is... Oh,
but
dear.
It's so interesting. It's just
I know, it really is interesting. Like, the world building is really interesting. And when I was looking at the gameplay videos, I was like, this is interesting. I see why people really like the game.
See, the thing with Little Nightmares, the first game, is it kind of also features some kind of time loop thingy. Because a lot of people think that the lady in the last villain in the first game is actually also Six.
Yeah, that's I did see that theory. Or another one I saw is like Six is her kid, or that she was like Six and Six is the lady. I was like, huh.
Yeah, kind of. I'm more on the side of them being the same person because it does seem pretty probable that time travel exists in this world. So it's not out of pocket to assume that.
Yeah.
And they do have the same powers. They both hide their faces. There's a little sneak peek of it, I think, in the DLC where you get to see the face. It's the thing with this universe basically is that all of the adults have fucked up appearances.
Yeah.
For absolutely no reason. Even the lady, that's why she has a mask, and I guess most of the kids too, because most of them hide their faces, including Six. It's been a year, and like I still think of this game. Like
I know, I can tell.
The music is also really good.
Really good. Yeah, I listened to the soundtrack as well. I was like, this is very atmospheric. I don't want to play this at night.
My sister hates when I just get a little bit of an earworm for like the soundtrack for the first game, because there's Six's theme is basically just this lady humming.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I get it like stuck in my head.
Oh,
and I start singing, and my sister's just like, shut up. Shut up. I'm like, it's just a game, calm down. It's pretty good. There's a lot of theories on like what the actual fuck is going on in this game. But like what the theories are, it's like, it's a metaphor for like growing up or whatever the fuck.
I saw a bunch that were like, it's a metaphor for child abuse, and that's why all the parents are like that.
Yeah, it's very probable. It's like one of those games. You know, Secret of the what was it? Was it Secret of the Rose? I know someone did a gameplay of it. It's like one of those weird Japanese horror games. It's not even like a pixel one. It's like hold on, I have to fucking look this up now.
This is your this is your Mads Mikkelsen movie moment.
Yes.
Where you can't remember the name.
It was so fucked up. I know, like, who was it? It was that one video game, YouTube Let's Player who everyone found out was a sexual predator at some point.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No one knew until maybe, like, 2020 that this YouTuber was a fucking predator.
Oh my god.
And I used to be like hooked with all of his gameplay because it's like
no.
he actually has a very calming voice. Like when he's really focused on a game, you really know that he's immersed in it, I guess.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in some of the games he actually starts crying. So it's like, oh, this is nice. And then the news came out and I was like, oh, well,
that's not nice.
that's not great at all. Okay, it's called Rule of Rose.
Oh, I have heard of this, but I've never seen but I've heard this mentioned in different things.
Yeah, it's a survival horror video game. It's Japanese. It's weird and it's fucked up. It's one of those games that you think I'd be obsessed with it, but like I don't understand it.
Ooh.
I do not understand it. It's got the same vibe as that Alice in Wonderland game.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. I know
Alice
which one you're
Madness or
talking.
something?
Yeah, yeah.
It's got that same vibe, but it looks like a Silent Hill game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Rule of Rose. This one is a lot more on the nose since it's like it's a group of kids in an orphanage, and I think there's this like one part where I think the headmaster of the orphanage itself is implied to be sexually abusing the kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Weird shit. But, you know, that's, I guess you could compare most of the theories for Little Nightmares to that because it's like, you know, kids getting fucked up in an orphanage or whatever.
You and your kids getting fucked up stories. I forgot to ask, we didn't get into this, but how did you discover Little Nightmares?
I don't know, my sister just kind of like brought it up. It's like, look at this gameplay trailer, and then I was like, huh, okay. And then I, like, when the game came out, I just looked for someone who played through the game. I think it was the same YouTuber I was just talking about. After he finished the game, since, like, the second game didn't come out until, like, last year, I only revisited, like, gameplays of the first game last year through another YouTuber. His name is like it's Corey Kenshin. Yeah. Guy's gameplay is a little aggressive, but you know it's a horror game, so I'm fine with it, and he's really funny, so I got through most of the game not looking away.
Oh my god.
Sometimes I'll just watch a piece of horror and I'll be like, most of the time I'll be looking through my phone. So I'm absorbing it but not like confronting it, you know? That's just how I get horror. Most of the theories for Little Nightmares comes from kind of the same vein of Redditors who got really obsessed with the Oxenfree ARG.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like if you look for like you know, ending explained or like video game theories.
I do love that voice he does, the ending explained.
Yeah, a lot of those on YouTube, it's just the same insults over and over.
No, I'm sure that when we eventually talk about The Matrix, I will also get into this, because, oh my god.
Ending explained. I absolutely hate ending explained channels. It's so dumb. It's like, where's the critical thinking? Why do you have to need that? Like, it's so stupid. Fucking ending explained. Watch the damn thing then. Jesus. I've seen most of them because, like, you know, I like to watch horror, but like I don't want to engage in it. But like after I watch the shit, like I do want people's opinions on it. So I like look for opinions, mostly on YouTube because I do like video essays. But It's just mostly ending explained. Same with
Yeah.
Fear Street. That's why I was like, maybe I should make a video on Fear Street.
One of like my favorite channels on YouTube is like this gay guy named David who does like the there's sometimes I'm like laughing. I'm like, this is fucked up. I shouldn't be laughing, but my sense of humor is like
Oh my
is
god.
broken. But he does like really cool horror react stuff. And there's Alanda Parker, who I like looking at for horror stuff as well. She recently did a bunch for Scream, which I was like, yes.
Yes. Oh my.
I do.
Just in time for this, my like one of the YouTubers that I actually subscribe to
Uploaded.
For fashion, because she
Mhm.
has really cute clothes. She has a separate channel for gameplay, and she just
Mhm.
uploaded the next part for Little Nightmares 2.
There you go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank
That's
you,
what we can do
T.
after this.
Because the last video, she was like, "I'm stopping. I can't do this," because like, one of the sections for Little Nightmares 2 is a hospital. And
Oh
since
no.
like most of the mobs are like generally horrific, but like the second part, like after you get out of the school, it's a hospital, and you have to get through this entire section to leave the hospital, which basically is just like a bunch of mannequins that
Oh.
start
Oh.
running at you when you're
No,
not
no,
pointing your light at
no.
them.
No, 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 no.
It's one of the most horrifying parts of the second
No.
game.
No, 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 no. No.
It's a flashlight. You
Listen,
can only point one way.
the Twilight Zone episode, the episode of Doctor Who with the
Yeah.
mannequins was bad enough. No.
Yeah. It's got that those angel statue vibes.
No, not the Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
Horrifying.
That's why T was like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I can't do it. And now they're back because like in the last part I was like, please, I hope you get to you get to this part because it's just so funny. Whenever people get to it, I'm just like, please.
You just
Like,
enjoy people suffering.
yeah, if I were to play this game, I'll be like, oh come on, seriously? How the fuck can you reach that? But like when you're playing a game and you have to repeat a section so much, you just like all of the emotion in you within the first reaction is just lost and you're just angry. I'm not very well known for my gentleness.
No.
Oh, that's weird. Like when Little Nightmares 2 came out, I did expect like some boom in fandom activity. Um I just went into the tag right now and there's a lot more than I saw when the game came out. So I'm just like, what the hell happened?
No, but my weird thing with Little Nightmares is that I didn't know it was the thing that my friends were playing. I just knew they made fan art of like this little kid in a yellow raincoat that wasn't Coraline.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I'd see them play like this fucked up platformer with this little kid. I was like, huh, I don't know what that is, but it's interesting. And then when I was doing research, I was like, oh, it's this one.
It's this game. Me explaining the plot to you, shit's fucked up. Everyone
Yeah.
dies.
Shit's fucked up. Everyone dies. And then I'm gonna come in with my recommendation for the next episode.
Oh my god. I did like, okay, so here's the thing. Um you get really attached to 6 in Little Nightmares 2 because they give you that function of the game where your character is a lot weaker than her and a lot
Yeah.
slower than her. So most of the time when you need to vault over a wall, 6 is the one vaulting over the wall or vaulting you over the wall because you're very very weak. And when you need to reach a higher place, she's the first one who jumps because she's a lot stronger than you. You can also hold her hand.
And then at the very end, she will drop you.
She lets go. Yeah, she lets go. And a lot of people actually that's why I told you it was like a lot of contention in there. Everyone kind of it's controversial and it's one of the most like hated endings of a video game ever. Like the person I watched from Corey Kenshin actually was just like, no one defend her. No one defend her in the comments. It's just like you're in this world and you're just like helping each other out of desperation. And you, as the player who kind of just met this kid, you like broke her fucking door down, like grabbed her from that place. You just exposed this kid to a lot of horror, and you kind of just expect them to be your friend despite it all because you got them out of that place for some reason. And you're just like, you're playing it through like a lens of bias that eventually, once you like reach the end of the game, you realize she liked it in there. In there, she wasn't exposed to a lot of horrific shit, like, you know, getting kidnapped.
And you dragged her out.
Yeah, you dragged her out for some reason and got her kidnapped multiple times. Once
she
by
had to kill
yourself.
Kill people.
Yeah, and okay, here's the thing, like, every time, like, in the second game, like, every time you go into those TVs and, like, try to, you know, straighten the hallway so that you can, get to the end, every time you get pulled out of them, it's by her. Like, she pulls you out from the TV, and, like, I think every time you do it, like, she's more and more scared of you.
God.
The thing with this like series, like this whole video game series, is like you don't get any dialogue. It's all just like character animation. God. And you just have to watch out for like the smallest things. When you like see little animations of that, of like her pulling you out and her scooting away from you as soon as you come into the room, it's just like you have to form your own opinions if you want to defend her choices of like betraying you, essentially. You have to dig through all, I guess, 6 hours of gameplay. And even though you have the foresight of like, this kid almost killed a bunch of people on the ship, ate an entire child. God. Even though you have that foresight, that never happened yet.
Yeah.
This is a prequel. That hasn't happened yet. This is only the beginning of the end, besties. I love time travel.
I know you do, SJ. I do too.
Me pausing every once in a while. I love time travel. I'm just obsessed with this. My sister hates time travel so much. It's just like, it overcomplicates shit. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's so simple.
It's also why we both love Russian Doll.
Yes. Oh my god, I love Russian Doll. Okay, so what are we talking about next time, Gab?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned time travel, because we're talking about Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted! Wow. This is gonna be more than an hour. I can tell. This is gonna be one of those videos where you have to have Wikipedia. Oh, videos? One of those podcast episodes where you have to have Wikipedia open.
Oh, okay, listen. The thing with Bill and Ted is I've seen all 3 movies, I've read all the comics, I've watched the animated series.
Unsurprising.
And, as an Easter gift, my mom got me 2 Bill and Ted figures that are gonna go on my desk.
Oh my god.
But yes, we'll be talking about Bill and Ted. I had a hard time deciding between, like, Bill and Ted and Brimstone Valley Mall.
Unsurprising.
Very unsurprising. I do love how the tone on this podcast is going from, here's this silly thing.
Here's the most horrific thing you've ever heard in your life, said in the most delighted tone ever. You're welcome. What you just heard was a talk from the Secret Treehouse. Those were your hosts, SJ and Gab, and this was a production by The Playground. If you like that, please consider supporting us through the links found in the show notes. If you support us for as low as $6 on Ko-fi, you can get the whole uncut version of this episode. And if you want your name at the end of the episode, like at this moment here, you can support us for $10. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope we can get to hang out again.